Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and double D's across the world, dude, double D's need their own like podcast, you know? A podcast entirely dedicated, right, to the female species with large breastises. You know what I mean? Yeah, like double D should be like a national heritage. You know? We should have like Mrs. Double D, Miss World Double D, you know? But that makes no sense because Double D is already a miss. You know? You never know. In these days of trials and tribulations, this is the end times, man. Right? That's what the religious people say, you know? You know, they always like you to freak you out with that shit. You know what I mean? Like make you feel guilty. And I still feel guilty about like fucking. I remember like my cousin is a fucking Jehovah's Witness, right? So remember in our younger days, right? I think we were fucking 10 years old, 11 years old, you know? And he's all like evangelical about, you know, the whole jw.org. I don't think they even had the internet, you know, like back then. What is this? 12 years ago? Yeah, bro, like the Jehovah's Witness didn't have like a website 12 years ago, you know what I mean? You know, they had the old traditional like printing factory, right? Fucking magazines. You know what I mean? Like on face value is the most like, you know, like you know how progressives like to be like, oh, you know, you should have like fucking a woman, you know, and a man that's a woman, and a woman that's a man, you know, in the whole fucking board executive, you know, business thing, right? On the business's board, the people that take decisions, you know, like, oh, that's really progressive, you know. Inclusion, right? I tell you what, the Jehovah's Witnesses, they didn't give a fuck about inclusion, man. Right? And I might be incorrect, but I still think they don't give a fuck about inclusion. Dude, the Jehovah's Witness Corporation, right? They have more or foundation, they want to fucking, whatever the proprietary name is for, you know, the institution, right? JW.org has more balls, man, than these fucking traditional, like, mainstream, you know, media institutions, right? Newspapers and all that, right? Because you go through a Jehovah's Witness machine, they don't give a fuck about including like other races and shit like that. You know, they don't give a fuck about including like, you know, other like 2022 sexes, genders, you know? And these are magazines they printing after 2022. You know what I'm saying? But no one gives them shit. Right? I don't know. Are they not popping? Right? But to tell you the truth, hold on 1 minute. Honestly, if there was a fucking graph that showed the fucking Jehovah's Witness trend line, right? It would be Bitcoin, like when people still had their houses. You know what I mean? So I think everybody's a Jehovah's Witness. Nah. Or most people. Right? or most people are turning Jehovah's Witnesses at the moment. I don't know. But yeah, you know, they're sticking to their guns, man. I think, you know, like everyone in that magazine is like white. You know, it's not even like a black person. Right? It's like, yo, all the holy people in the past, you know, were all of this race. However, in 2022, we'll have a couple of Asians, right? Or you can't have a couple of Asians. You need like several couples of Asians, right? You have several couples of Asians, right? A couple of African people, right? And the rest is still white, you know? And the rest is still white. What's up with the formal attire, by the way, you know? Like, and it's the funniest thing in Africa, man, because, right, in Africa when you have like normal church, right, you wear like normal church clothes, right? Basically, you'd wear a touch above what you'd be walking around in the street with, you'd wear a touch above that, right? The funniest thing is when you see, like, if you were to go to like a Jehovah's Witness like building, because they don't want to call it church, right? If you were to go there, right, and then like after the service is over, maybe like the next 6 hours, right? Because they still need to do the whole street work, right? Go recruit. I don't understand why they're recruiting when only 144,000 people are like only going to get into heaven. So why you like? I don't understand the recruitment part, but I don't know. It's maybe that's where the airlines got the whole fucking overbooking thing, where they would sell like tickets, hoping that people wouldn't show up, so they wouldn't lose a buck, just inconveniencing people's lives. Over a couple of hundreds of dollars, eh? Tell you what, these corporations, man. Yeah, so the Jehovah's Witness is like hope it doesn't change. I was talking about like, you go in the Sunday service and 6 hours later after they're done, recruiting and shit. Just go chill with like 5. You don't need that much of a sample, right? From the whole, you know how science works. You just get like 5 out of like 100, Yeah, man, like the funniest thing, like most of them normally will be dressed like they're selling like fruits at like a corner market or something like that. But then all of a sudden on a Sunday and a Thursday and maybe a Tuesday afternoon, right? They're dressed like they're going to some corporate meeting. You know what I mean? It's the weirdest shit. I don't know. Tell you what, I think the first thing you should get when you become a Jehovah's Witness is a fucking tailor. Right? Maybe you should get an Indochino suit. I mean, that's a good budget. For like how many meetings, you have to, they call them meetings. You have to go to, probably a lot. I mean, not only do they have to go on a Sunday, but they have like Thursday and Tuesday as well. Right? Dude, the Jehovah's Witness Church is the most corporate church I've ever seen. Like, this is a church. You know how you'd be working for like a corporation and they have like a company car, right? Okay, put aside the fact that they put a tracker in the fucking company car. You know what I mean? They'll pay for your fuel and all of that. But what do you have to do down, right? You have to write down all the kilometers or miles, that you basically put on the fucking car, right? And you may ask, why? Why would you have to do that? Don't they have a tracker? Basically, you have to do that, because the person who spends the most fuel, which is being paid for by the company, is the person that will be least considered for the fucking promotion. Right? So, in the Jehovah's Witness church, they have like a similar fucking, strategy, business strategy. You know what I mean? Basically, every week, you have to hand in a receipt of all the hours that you put in trying to recruit people, right? Trying to recruit people, to a place that no one has ever been. Now, that's a different topic altogether. However, people get competitive, right? People want to be the lead speaker, right? People want the after church meetings to be held at their house. Why? Well, I don't know. Maybe it's because of the free food, free beer. I don't know. You know what I mean? I just think it's funny that you have to hand in, a piece of paper detailing how many people, You know what they should do? They should put a flip side to that. They should hand in a paper of all the people that didn't fucking open the fucking door, Should open the people, they should put on paper all the people that fucking let their dogs out when you fucking knocked on their fucking, fences. By the way, what's the point of having that camera monitor / speaker / I don't want to talk to you if you're not important enough gadget on your gate if it doesn't work? I mean, doesn't it become the most inconvenient thing ever? Because now you've built yourself in, the front of your house is like, you can't see inside. You prepared for the fucking end of the world, Armageddon type of shit, right? However, at least, right, fix that fucking bell, ding dong, whatever the fuck it's called, I don't know. I almost called it a fucking teleprompter, That's how stupid I am, But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is a mostly sports podcast, right? Mostly sports because unless you're watching baseball, right? And maybe the MLS, Major League Soccer, unless you're onto that, like, there's not really much going on in the world of sports, right? Not much. Silent. You know? Maybe some transfers here and there, but that's like the major headlines, man. Is that this player is moving there, you know, he might leave, right? He's a free agent, right? I mean, you do have teams. Teams are strengthening their squads, you know. Some teams have been silent. Credit to Manchester City. They've only made one signing. You know, Manchester City have only made one signing, which is like Erling Haaland, right? And a signing from Leeds, but that's not really, you know, compared to the players they let go. The ratio is, you know, I think for every player they brought in, they let like 3 go. You know, I don't know if that's 1 for 3, right? And the player they did bring in, right, is a proven centre forward. Granted, he was playing in the Farmers League, but he is a proven centre forward. He's a proven goal scorer, right? So that works to fucking Manchester City's advantage, because Manchester City and Tottenham Hotspur look like the only teams that have signed in the Premier League, right? They look like the only team that have signed a proper centre forward. Tottenham being Richarlison, right? I know there's a lot of talk about Nunes, but he doesn't look like a proper centre forward, right? On the cover of it, yeah, looks like a phenomenal centre forward, but when it comes to the play, you know, it's kind of underwhelming. And I kind of fear for fucking Liverpool, man, right? Because we all know that the most important part of the game is to score goals, and if you don't have that dude that's gonna bang in on average 2 to 3 goals, right? Because that's all the teams that have won the league, right, apart from Manchester City, all have a centre forward that bangs in 2 to 3 goals on average for their squad. You know what I mean? But Liverpool doesn't have that natural centre forward. Robert Lewandowski has escaped. You know, he's off to Barcelona. They couldn't seal that deal, right? Even Chelsea couldn't hook up the Polish striker. You know. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Liverpool's gonna play next season, right? With the front 3 that they have chosen, right? You know. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and double Ds. Here's mine from number 1 to number 7 for the 2022-2023 English Premier League season. Number 1, we have Manchester City, because they have signed Erling Haaland, goal scorer, and they were already unstoppable. So they win the league again, right? Number 2, maybe it's a surprise to most. I don't think it will be a surprise to me, since I'm saying it, man. It's Tottenham Hotspur, right? Tottenham Hotspur takes 2nd place. There's just too much goals in that team, and the defense doesn't look that bad. You know what I mean? It's kind of solid. You know. Number 3, we have Liverpool. Right? Tight to Tottenham, but we have Liverpool just based on the pure fact that they won't have as many goals as the other teams in their team. You know what I mean? Number 4 is Chelsea. They make UEFA Champions League. Right? Survived the season. After all of that, Mr. Todd Boehly and 100 many more owners of Chelsea, right? Number 5, we have Arsenal. The signings, even though we think they're favors, you know what I mean? Because, dude, you were Pep Guardiola's assistant manager, you know, for like the best part of 3 years, you know, and then now he's like just. If Man City wanted to give players off for loan, those players are heading off to Arsenal, right? It'll stabilize the team, but we don't think it'll make, you know, it'll just stabilize. That's why they're coming in number 5. And number 6, it's Manchester United. You know, it's going to be a tough season, right? But they managed to do. Manchester United is going to do what they did last season, just better. You know what I mean? It just won't be filled with as much drama because it's hard playing with a manager that's not your manager. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it was just a difficult situation. You know, how do we plan long term if we already know that the dude that's supposed to be running everything is not going to be here long term? So that becomes a bit tricky for Manchester United there, you know. But that's number 7. I don't really know. It could be anybody. It could be West Ham. It could be Leicester City. It could be Aston Villa. You know, it could really, you know. But number 1 to number 6, that's the Fixasport comedy podcast's prediction, man. Yeah. I tell you what, like predicting a top 6 before the World Cup, like because of the whole summer-winter situation, right? Trying to figure out whether who's gonna be in what form by the time the World Cup starts. That's trickier than trying to figure out who's gonna be, like, what's the overall form for the entire season for the squads, you know. So yeah. Dude, Liverpool have played friendlies, you know, with the new signings, man, and the dudes are not strikers, you know what I mean? And I don't know if the German dictator, Mr. Jürgen Klopp, Heinz, right? I don't know if he's doing this on purpose or if he's doing this because it's a maybe a default in him or in his system, or I don't know, because he picks players that are players that are what I would want to call athletes. Not really soccer players, but athletes that just happen to play soccer, right? And then he makes them work in this whole in a team, right? And they're awesome at it. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he made 2 new signings, you know, 2 new signings. And really, man, like, no. As a dude, as a football fan that has been watching football for years, man, right? That thing, right, is just missing from the players. You know what I mean? From the players that he signed. But these are like regular players that's why I'm like, it's going to be interesting, like what he does and how he manages it for next season. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I hope you guys tune in for that. You know, no one would want to miss, you know, the season before the World Cup. What are you talking about, man? Right? I don't know. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and double D's, right? Yo, quick shout out to the South African women's national team, right? Banyana Banyana, you know? I think they are unbeaten now in like 4 games in the AFCON Women's Championship, right? Looking strong, you know? Looking hot, you know? Yeah, man. And it's funny that I have to do this. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's but yeah, I don't mind doing it. I'm a fan, right? I'm a fucking fan of the women's national team. You know, I'll be lying if I said I'm a fan of the women's national, like women's soccer because I don't see any. You know, like I don't even get how. Like who do they play for? Like where are they playing? You know, you know. Because like to have a national team, like shouldn't you have like teams already before that, you know? So like in organized leagues, right? So where are they coming from, you know? But yeah, fantastic performance by the girls, man. The ladies, right? Just sounding like a male coach. Just keep it up, the performance, we like in there, right? And that would always intrigue me, like the male coach in a female's team, you know. That's just interesting to me, right? Dude, credit to the ladies, right? As much shit as they've been giving the male species, right? Us guys, right? As much shit as we've been receiving from the ladies, especially in the sports world, man, right? There's never been like an outcry or fucking outrage about like how, there's no like woman coaches, in sport, which is male sport. I don't know if there's any as ladies. I'm just joking. Just jokes. Okay. Credit to the lady because you'd figure because all fucking male teams are coached by dudes, right? So you figure there'll be just one like fucking Karen being like, it's really unequal, and I think we're strong enough to handle the testosterone in the locker rooms, right? And there was none. Maybe someone tried, right? And like hundreds and thousands of journalists, we just never heard from them, right? I don't know. Yeah. Sport. Right. No, the transfers are crazy, man. Transfers are crazy. Robert Lewandowski is off to Spain. Barcelona. Right? Uncle Billy was talking about how like athletes would select teams based on like the location and shit. Like how if basically if you were in an icy fucking town, it would be kind of difficult to fucking convince a player, right? That's being wanted by a fucking city, with awesome weather, awesome ladies, awesome everything, man. Food, right? I guess diversity, if you're into that shit. Yeah, over like, imagine if your city is just known for two things, like it's fucking cold here, and we get shitty weather, but that's the same thing. No? Like shitty weather means like you can't move on the roads sometimes, like it's an inconvenience to move around at times because of the weather. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it got me thinking about Chelsea and Barcelona, London and Spain. Those really don't correlate, but for this example, they do, man. Right? Yeah, London and Spain. Robert Lewandowski had an option because, dude, especially because like Barcelona's, according to the media, right, and their president, were in like financial ruin, and on paper could not fucking afford. Like, where the fuck do they have like a farm somewhere, and they just taking money out of mattresses? Right, that's an inside joke. Yeah. So it was like, how could you afford this guy? Whereby you have the London team, granted, the quote unquote Russian oligarch, in our opinion, probably the best owner that football has ever seen, right? His team, granted, is not owned by him no more, right? And it's owned by some other dudes, but you still get a feel that they still have the financial capacity to just get the Robert Lewandowski deal through, unless he was asking, but we don't know how much he was asking for, but we'll get into that, right? And on top of that, you are world champions. You know what I mean? Like, you've just won the FIFA Club World Cup, right? Like, you were the last club to win that, and former UEFA Champions League winners. So, for him to go to Spain, I'm like, there's just one reason for that, man. Like, and that pussy, man. Yeah, I guess that's it. Maybe in the sunshine, everybody loves sunshine. Ding, 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 ding. Anyway, so yeah. But the other side to that, it could be like Robert Lewandowski was felt snubbed of the Ballon d'Or World Player of the Year award this year and last year, you know what I mean? And for some reason feels that the person who has like fucking the person who's riding shotgun, you know what I mean, for that award is fucking Karim Benzema, and he plays in Spain for the Galacticos. Amigo. The Galacticos, amigo. Is amigo like Mexico and Spain? Maybe it's the same. I don't know, bro. Like, similar, right? Yeah. No. Right. So yeah, maybe he feels that for him, this is the classic case of going after the top guy. Pablo Escobar goes there and he meets like the drug dealer, right? And then the drug dealer's like, oh, we'll make a drug deal at this time. We'll introduce you to the boss, And when the time comes, Pablo Escobar just kills the boss, right? And all of a sudden, like, the other dudes, the minions are like, oh, what? Boss just died, so what are we gonna do now? And this dude is pointing guns at me, so, okay, dude, I guess I work for you now. I don't know. Right? Dude, it's like plastic, probably like plastic sounds. I don't know. We hate plastic, man. Plastic's not cool. Right? Yeah, so maybe it's like one of those things. Like, yo, I'm gonna go after this dude. He's not gonna score more goals than me. He's not gonna go further than me in any competition, right? I'm gonna make sure of that because we're playing in the same league, man, right? And if they snub me now, fuck you, motherfuckers, right? I don't know. He's probably gonna just cry again. Maybe he'll fucking commit suicide now. I'm joking, man. Like, fuck. Robert! This whole fucking thing is a joke. You know? Stand up, man. Respect my craft. Put some respect on my name, man. Yeah. I don't know. You know what's sad? Manchester United signing Christian Eriksen. It is sobbingly sad. Fucking cringed. Fucking cringed, man. When I heard that deal was going through, man. Because what it is, alright? Bear in mind that this dude was dead like a year ago. He's probably one of two humans that has a computer in him. You know what I mean? The other being Elon Musk, Because Elon is the type of dude that would test the fucking Neuralink fucking product on himself first. Right? Be like, oh, what does this button do? Okay, I am super AI Elon. Delete. I don't know. Dude, isn't it funny that no one cares that Elon's dad is like having an affair? I don't even know if an affair with his wife or his ex-wife or his daughter or his daughter's wife and no one gives a fuck. Like no one cares. Right? Like, is that why they were doing it? Because they thought no one cares. No one gives a fuck. No one knew Elon's dad. I mean, that's like telling me that some homeless dude, right, fucking slept with his dog. Like, headline, a homeless dude sleeps with his dog. Yeah, that... Dude, crazy as that tagline is, right, in 2022, I don't think that gets a lot of following. I bet that gets less of a following than like the people that listen to this fucking podcast. You know what I'm saying? Dude, that's less than the 7 people. Dude, this podcast, listen, dude, Jesus had more disciples than the views we get on this podcast. You understand that? And it's 2022. I don't know, man. Fucking crazy. Right. Tell you what, hashtag free Elon, man. Right? Like how the fuck do you sue someone for more than they have? Right? Dude, it used to be that, okay, fuck, you just did something fucked up, right? But you don't have money, right? So, you get off this time, buddy. You know what I mean? That type of shit. Lucky you, buddy. You know what I mean? Count your blessings. You know what I mean? Yeah. They didn't want to sue you if you didn't have, if they couldn't get anything. They, like, no one wanted to fuck with you. You know what I mean? They basically treated you like they were a 10 or a 9 or 8 or 7 with high self-esteem. You know? They don't want to fuck with you. But now, it's 2022, people can actually sue you not only for the damages, right? Not only for the damages, but for being a person as well, right? And also go further than that. Sue you and actually put you in a place where you're less than a fucking person. Than you're a person, you know? You know? How are you gonna sue me into debt? You know what I mean? But I'm not a lawyer. You know? I don't go to like 5 years of fucking law school. Right? Evidently. As if this wasn't fucking, you know, evident in the first episode of the podcast. And 3 years of fucking not getting paid articles and shit like that. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not, so it's a, dude, the fucking, yeah, it's a sad fucking sign for United to have Christian Eriksen, you know. Yeah, it's, dude. You know, if Sir Alex Ferguson was dead, right, and he heard this news, he would be turning in his grave. He'll be fucking turning in his grave. You're talking about people turning in their grave. You know? It's going through YouTube, as I usually do, right? You're scrolling along, right? And I come across a familiar face. Face I haven't seen in a while. Right? In the medium, man, talking as if like fucking know this person. Right? And well, it's a lady, you know? It's a lady, man. Right? The face of Nicole London, you know? And she, I think it was a podcast episode she had out, you know? I think I saw it on the first day and I was like, yo, I might check it out. Nah, might not. Because like female shit. But at the same time as Nicole London. So, you know. So like, you know, maybe later. Something like that, you know. Oh, so granted, the last time I saw Nicole London, right, it was in a movie with the dude that acted in fucking Black Panther as, you know, as the prince with the dreadlocks, you know. She was in a movie with him, right? Tell you what, it was a weird script, man. Right? Not to be a spoiler, because the movie has been out for a while, but basically what happened is that, you know, they're in a relationship, right? This is the opening scene, and she's pregnant, right? And, you know, I guess what happened was some load shedding thing happened, you know what I mean? And electricity was not there no more, and long story short, the pregnant lady is dead, which means the baby is dead, right? And the dude, Michael B, right, Jordan. Like, you couldn't just call him Michael Jordan. It's like, nah, you have to separate that, because there's only one Michael. But dude, the way people talk about Michael Jordan, I probably think that Michael Jordan probably called like he's like Michael B. Jordan's mom up, like, yo, you know what? I heard the name, and you have to do something about that. You have to separate it with I don't know, an A, maybe a B. But he can't be. Can he dunk? So yeah, and then Michael B. Jordan just tries to get back to vengeance, I guess. Basically goes the whole movie tries to find these dudes that killed his wife and his baby that wasn't born yet. But according to women, right, some of them, it's not a baby yet. Maybe not. I don't know. So that's the last time. And it was like that she was in the movie for like 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So yeah, and it was a movie. So it was like a podcast. So today or yesterday or like 3 hours ago, like maybe let me check this out. Let me check out what Miss Nicole London, how's she doing, stuff. Yeah, the normal podcast entry. Hi, how have you been? Right. Tell you what, bro. 2 minutes in, right? I don't know if they asked her a question, right? And then she was like, I'm trying to create a safe space. I don't know what was it about that word, right? Creating a safe space and wanting to create a safe space. That I couldn't do it. I just tuned out. I just tuned out. Dude, the last two notable events of this woman's life have been anything but safe, man. Not this woman's life, Nicole London's life, right? Have been nothing but safe, Nothing but safe, like the opposite of safe, But that's just, so, dude, after she said that, I just couldn't go on with, the episode, but that's just me, that's just, safe space, man. Feel triggered, man. Right? I don't know. Yeah, man. You know what? Christian Eriksen can bring out a lot in people. Kind of reminds me of someone else that died. But when he died, he didn't take 365 days to come back. Right? Whole year. You know what I mean? Dude, like Christians always like fascinating. Like, oh, you're waiting for the rapture. Waiting for the rapture. I'm like, do you know when the Bible was like written? Right? Do you know when Revelations was written? You know how much time has passed between when the last page of Revelations was written and 2022? Right? For all you know, the rapture has already happened. You know what I mean? Would that be fucked up? I don't know. Yeah, man. But it's religion, man. Dude, like, faith is wonderful. It's dope. I encourage everyone to have a faith. Right? Or to have faith. Or, have something to be. You have to believe in something, man. I don't know, whatever it is, just don't kill people. Like, can you not kill them? Nothing? I don't know. Is that too much of an ask to not commit murder, man? I don't know. But yeah, man. So, how many goals do you think Christian Eriksen is going to score for Manchester United next season? Well, funny you should ask, man. Under 10. Right? If I was to put my money, I'll put my money on Christian Eriksen is scoring under 10 goals for Manchester United in the 2022-2023 season, man. Unless like they have some kind of cheat code programmed into that computer he has in his heart. To fucking dribble past players, and I don't know. What is it? A pace? I don't know what it is, man. All I know is that he is just cruising, right? Through the field, through the players, because no one wants to be the dude that sends this dude back to hospital, man. Right? You want to be the dude that killed Christian Eriksen. Right? Dude, I don't even think you would be cancelled for that. You know what I mean? Dude, imagine you tackle him and he gets like cardiac arrest. I would be, like he shouldn't be playing. Like, dude, after you die, right? And then for some reason you come back to life, you shouldn't be playing football. Like, you shouldn't be allowed. Like, you should, like, if you want to play football, it should be like away from competition. Away from where motherfuckers could actually fucking hit you in the fucking chest, man. Just shifting that fucking pacemaker from one lung to like another lung, and no, here it goes again. Fucking getting dry mouth. H2O. It's easier to drink, so I do it many more. H2O every day. H2O. I don't know. Too young for like the fucking what Jason 5 tune. Yeah. Anyway. But fucking good luck to Christian. Dude, it's just gonna be frustrating watching him play for United. You know what I mean? As a fan and as a football fan, man. Like, dude, when they put in Christian Eriksen, when they're telling the referee that they don't want that many, like, they don't want the game to be that hot or that intense anymore, Like, say the first half, like, you had a couple of ankle bruisers, head boppers, maybe a yellow card. Come second half, they put in Christian Eriksen and then the squad. The teams will understand, okay, we're going soft now, right? This is what we're doing. Okay, I guess let's play. Tippy toe, right? They'll come on sprinting at the player, right? And then the meter before, just put in some ABSs and all you have is a fucking tippy toe. to the fucking player that has the ball. You know? And you're like, dude, did you just... What the... You should have fell. You know? I don't know. Yeah. But I'll tell you what, Christian Eriksen's move to United, like, although it doesn't help them, I don't think it harms them either. You know what I mean? I think Cristiano Ronaldo leaving or staying will be more of a swing to harm and a helpful, you know, than a Christian Eriksen signing. You know what I mean? I don't know. You should be watching the game with us. God gave you a second chance at life. I don't know, man. Dude, I don't mind it if you're like on your own, like rock climbing and shit like that. You know, there's like a rock is not gonna feel guilty for fucking throwing you, like, you know, for fucking chipping your fucking, you know, what is it? Finger, you know? Clipping off a rock and, you know, just sending you plummeting. Right? Rock ain't feeling guilty for that, but you're in competition. You know? I don't know. Just kind of it makes it difficult for other players, you know, to be professional. Right? I don't know. Right. Dude, Robert Lewandowski is not the only player that moves to Barca. Right? Apparently Rafinha as well. You know? This is the dude that last season he basically helped Leeds United to not get relegated. Right? To survive relegation and stay, right, in the English top flight. This is Rafinha. This is the Leeds star man, right? And when he did that, what did he do on the last day? He fucking crawled on his knees. You know what I mean? Crawled on his knees the entire length of a football pitch. Now that's a commitment. You know? Crawling on your knees is no easy, like in front of 80,000 people, right? But anyway, he's left the club, right, and has moved to Barcelona, right, Spain as well, you know. But then you'd understand the move as well, because he's unlike the Robert Lewandowski one not to go to Chelsea is like more shocking because he's more of a European, right? Whereas Rafinha is more of a Latin dude. So you'd understand his move to Barca and leaving Leeds even after, like, you know, that whole ritual thing that he did, right? Dude, I guess when Barcelona I guess whatever he did, it worked. You know? As it worked, because, yeah, he never said he was leaving, you know, he never said he wanted to leave. I guess Barca just came in calling and, you know, and he answered the call. Yeah, answered the call. Yeah, Barcelona haven't been playing like friendlies. Unless I don't have the fucking football package. Huh? Super Sport, what's going on? Right? All you do is fucking steal my ideas, but you never say thank you, man. You know, no, I don't know if Barcelona has played like any friendlies. You know, the friendlies that I've seen being played, United has played 2 friendlies, I think it is, and they've scored like over 7 goals in the past 2 matches. Right, what a stat, man. Right, Tottenham have played a friendly. They've won like 6-3 against another Korean team. I guess it was South Korea because I've watched a North Korean documentary like a fucking day ago, and let's put it this way: there is no way that Tottenham is playing a match in North Korea, man. You know, there's no way. Right, so I guess it was South Korea, and it was a team from the K League, but they beat the team 6-3. You know, goals from the regular goal scorers that are in Tottenham's squad. So, but it's friendlies. You know, you don't take friendlies that seriously. You know, it's but they entertaining to watch. They're entertaining to watch. I wouldn't put my money on any of them, but they're entertaining to watch. And fucking over there, what you call the reception, man, in Korea, man, that hurricane. You'd think that Hyun Soon, being the Korean native, you know, would receive the fucking, you know, standing innovation, fucking legendary reception, but no, Hurricane, as soon as he started warming up, because they weren't in the starting lineup, you know, as usual, they gotta be in the substitutes, benches, friendlies, right? You know what I mean? But but as soon as he got up, I guess it was the 35th minute, right? Started warming up, and the stadium just went crazy, man, for HK10, and rightfully so. He came on, long range shot, hit the pole, went in, and that's how you do it. Got his second goal, and then almost got a hat trick, right? But he shared the goals amongst his compatriot, Song Hyun-min, right? The native, the Korean native, the dude that was actually playing at home. You know what I mean? Which is just dope, right? Just fucking dope. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, dude, I was thinking earlier on about like podcasts and like podcast community and all of this. Like, wouldn't it be cool like if podcasts had like trades, you know? Like, wouldn't it be cool if podcasts had like fucking a transfer season, like how like the NFL has the NFL draft and the English Premier League has like transfer market, you know? Where like this podcast is like, you know, signing this dude for this, this podcast is signing this podcast for this much, and and or for free, and then I don't know, it's a stupid idea, right? Yeah, and then you just have like the season goes on, and then you just have teams of podcasts. You know, you have the freelancers and the independents, you know, you have the group podcasters, you have the guest podcasters and stuff like that, you know. And then maybe it is like that. I don't know, there's nothing funny about this shit. You know? Yeah. I don't know. It's a stupid fucking idea. Right. We need smart ideas in this country, man. If we are gonna solve this fucking energy crisis, right, that we have, I tell you, man, this energy crisis is ridiculous. But would it really be worse, than like, dude, what you've learned from your grandparents is that, or your great grandparents is that, all the yards that they've had, right? They've always, if they had a farm or anything like that, there's always this old ass tractor that has been there that they could have sold. You know what I mean? This old ass car that has been there that they could have sold. But if they had done that, do you know what I mean? Like, where would those memories be of the people, of you in the car that doesn't work, pretending that you're driving, you know what I mean? Where would those memories be, like, so if we sell our Escom, we won't have the memories of us pretending to be making electricity or pretending to figure out how we can make more electricity. We won't have the toys to play with, Doesn't mean that if it's not perfect, it must be like fucking sold. Like, especially companies that have been fucked by corruption, you know what I mean? Those should be exempt from being sold to private. I don't know. Just shame, man. I don't really have much to say, man. It's been like really quiet lately. You know what I mean? Not much happening in the media space. Right? There's a couple of specials being released on the YouTube, man. Right? Game changing. One of the most underrated comics, right, ever. Alonzo Bowden has his comedy special. The last time I checked, it was coming out on YouTube on the 17th of April. I'm gonna check that out as soon as I wrap this fucking episode of the podcast. And as well, check out the always funny fucking podcast host Andrew Schultz has his special out, called Infamous, right? And it's coming out on, dude, it's a whole, dude, like how Andrew did it is truly game changing, you know what I mean? You don't get, it's basically free, or like more than free if you do that, and now it just has to be funny, I don't know, but it is, check it out. Andrew Schultz, Infamous. Just Google that, and you'll figure. Oh, you probably go to his website as well, and you'll figure out where to like get the special. But Alonzo Bowden as well on YouTube. He said on the 17th of April. I don't know if it's changed or if that's still the date. His new YouTube special is coming out. Right? Stupid, don't get tired. Right? Stupid, don't get tired. Right? Like the titles, man. Like, incredible. Who's paying attention, man? Right? Yeah, I mean, it's been you know what? It's been quite a fucking month for comedy. Let's put it like that. And I think it's just, yeah, I think, no, with that, ladies and gentlemen, right, let me end this episode of the Fixasport Comedy Podcast. Boys and girls, dudes and double D's, I'm your host, Thabi, Tavi, and that's it. Maybe I just really want to smoke a blunt, I don't know. Did I? Oh yeah, maybe I do. Just gonna search. Where's my matches, man? Fuck. Oh, fucking coin. Still got change. This is where normally people play music, you know? But normally, I'm not people. You know? Yeah, also, like, what happened? The podcast is over. Yeah, the episode is over. I don't know. Whoever's still listening is probably like a diehard, you know, day one fucking fan, man. You know. As I am in my fucking, you know, room over here, and dude, it's really important. If I'm gonna give you guys a tip, right? Because I've been smoking for a while now, and I feel like I've reached a point where, you know, you learn a few things, a few niches, right? Yeah. So this will be like tips for indoor smokers, right? If you're an indoor smoker, you want to smoke a blunt. So basically, what you do is you choose a room that doesn't have, and this is important, right? You have to choose a room that doesn't have any kind of fabric. So this room does not have no carpet, does not have no curtains, you know? It must at least have a window, right? Yeah. I mean, this is coming from a dude that used to smoke in his room, right? And what, like, you know how you do things just to like keep your mind at ease to the fact that whoever's in the house is not smelling the smoke, right? So you do certain things. So what I used to do was I would stand by the window and I would hold the joint up to the highest part of the window. Right? And I would just look at the smoke just rise into the outside of the room, you know. Right. I don't know. Dude, I'm a big believer in like physics. Someone told me, or like not someone, but a teacher once told me that hot air rises. So I figured if I'm at the highest point of the window, right, and this is fire, right, smoke is hot, I'm guessing, right? It's probably hotter than the cold air that's coming in from outside, right? So if I'm standing at the highest point of this window, that means that all this smoke is gonna escape to the outside. And to some point, that theory in practice holds water, right? You know? But what that theory doesn't factor in is like the after smoke. you know, after smoke. So that's why it's best to be in a room with no fabric, right? And you basically don't have to worry about the after smoke or the after smell or whatever it is. Right? Yeah. Dude, I really wonder who the fuck is still listening at this point. You know? Yeah, because I really should have ended this like, what, 5 minutes ago, man. It's not, yeah. Is it, dude, so is it true that fucking, you know, hormones in the body like determine how a person is gonna look physically, right? Because, because that would be the reason why they would be like, yo, oh no, he's not a girl, he's not a man, or whatever that reason might be, right? But I don't know. Okay, in my mind, this is a cheat code, right? So what I've noticed, you know, is that a lot of ladies, right, are developing like bigger asses and bigger tits. Now, when I do my research, which is basically just listening to a bunch of like lady podcasts, probably just one. And when I do my research, you know, kind of come to the conclusion that maybe plastic surgery plays a part in it. You know? But then I asked the guys, like the homies, and they're like, man, Herbalife, man. You know, Herbalife is making those girls like, you know, so thick, man. I'm telling you, man, it's the powder, man. Okay. But my conclusion is, right? I think women are just having more babies. You know? Because think about it, right? If you get pregnant as a lady, right? So according to science, right? Like your thighs should get like bigger, you know? I guess your ass should get bigger, right? It's a given that your boobs are gonna get, your tits are gonna become double D's. Like every girl when they get pregnant, they become a double D by default. You know? Yeah, because the body is preparing for like what? Harboring the little shit. I don't know. You know? Yeah, then you're all like figured out. Use a pun. Because you can never figure a woman out. Like So you all figured out. And then you commit abortion.